What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. So this is your 2017 World Championship winning deck, Ryosuke Tsujimura. I probably mispronounced his last name, maybe even his first name, but this is the deck he won with. Congratulations. It is True King Yang Zing, or I guess you could call it Yang Zing Dinos. You guys know exactly what I'm getting at. I like to refer to it as Yang Zing dinosaurs, but obviously there are 5 True Kings in there as well, and it was one of the 2 dominant decks. It was going to be this because obviously the finals was a mirror match, which is really interesting. The last 2 years of Worlds, it's pretty much been a one-sided mirror match with Japan winning. I guess they just know these decks a little bit better than the rest of the world. You guys have to remember, for the last 3-4 months they haven't been playing Zodiac at all. They've pretty much just been focusing on this deck. So things like Diagram being hit the one and them kind of scrambling around like, ooh, what do I play? Do I still play my True Dracos? Do I not? Because Masterpiece is hit as well. Same thing with Card Demise. Like, they're pretty well adjusted to this, because when you really look at this deck, the fact that Maxx C is at 1 actually benefits this deck because it does so much special summoning, and maybe that's why people were hesitant to try it out in the OCG, why Zodiac were still really big. I mean, obviously it's not as strong as Zodiac, but with Maxx C at 1, it definitely can just power through, like, without having to worry about Maxx C. And so many people were running Ash Blossom in this tournament, assuming that your opponent does open with that 1 Maxx C. Maybe you have the Ash Blossom to get rid of that as well. Interesting enough, this deck has so many monsters in it. Like, you have almost no space for traps. You see that 1 trap in here is basically the 9 branches, which of course is searchable from Denlong, and I honestly did not realize how important Denlong was of a card, although I think it might be one of the more expensive synchros in the game moving forward. It is such an amazing card. I actually said that when Denlong was first revealed. I was like, I don't think Denlong is actually balanced. I think Denlong is like a broken card, because when you summon it, you basically get the surge. When it dies, you get to summon something else, and then it can, throw a Chiwin in the graveyard for free, and then Chiwin can like summon itself as well. There's so much playmaking ability. The fact that this deck can go into like Trishula, and then on top of that go into the True King of all calamities is really powerful. You can go into the Sky Fortress, the other rank 9 XC. I don't think really you're going to do that because calamities is a little better. I still think the deck does struggle with recovery, because other than Yang Zing Path, there aren't that many ways to like get your stuff back into your deck. It's not like True Draco, where you have succession and you have return to kind of like funnel cards either back into your deck, or you can constantly get cards from your graveyard, your monsters, and just kind of wall up and make sure that you have an endless supply of monsters. You guys might notice I actually had to pause for a second so I could go ahead and add the side deck in for people who just want to mess around with this deck online competitively. It's really interesting because if Zodiac get hit in the TCG, this could definitely be a deck that we're looking at as a powerhouse. You have to keep in mind that a lot of people are expecting Zodiac not just to get nuked, but they're expecting Diagram to get hit as well, and Masterpiece, which of course will definitely keep True Draco viable, but we don't really expect any cards in the True King Dinosaur deck to actually get hit. And one thing that I noticed about this tournament in general is just everybody was playing so many field spells. This deck obviously being able to play Diagram because of the True Kings, but being able to play Lost World as well. Really cool interactions with Lost World, giving your opponent tokens, running said tokens over, and then blowing up cards from your deck. The baby Ceratosaurus and the baby pterodactyl, whose name I can never, is it Petite? I can't pronounce this damn thing's name. I just call it baby pterodactyl. A lot of synchro plays with this deck that your opponent doesn't see coming. You do have tuners in way of Denlong. You have the Jirac. Is it Alayo? Alayo? How do you pronounce this guy's name? I think I called this guy a True Draco when I was commentating the finals match. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. And one of the cool things about this deck is that the Kaiju is actually searchable. Not only can you just run that 1 tech copy of Dogaran, but you can get to it like turn 1. So Masterpiece isn't really a big issue for this deck. You have easy ways to get to your Dogaran. You just summon your Soul Eating Oviraptor, and bam, you have an instant out. And if Masterpiece does go to 1, and one of the reasons why this deck was so successful is with 1 Masterpiece, you just kaiju it and you don't have to worry about it pretty much for the rest of the game. Even if your opponent does summon it back, with True King's return, it doesn't have its protection. I mean, they have to put it back in their deck with Succession and then like retribute summon it. And that's a lot of hoops to jump through. So this was actually the deck that ended up winning the World Championship. It's interesting seeing a dinosaur deck and there's like so many synchros in there. I mean, obviously Yang Zing are synchro based, but it is a really weird combination of, I guess, just archetypes slammed together. I mean, I could kind of understand how True Kings and Yang Zings would work because Yang Zings do like being blown up, and obviously they are worm-based just like the True Kings, but the dinosaurs coming into the mix is just kind of weird. The dinosaurs and the Yang Zings do have some natural synergy because dinosaurs just, they kind of do work well, but with being blown up just like the Yang Zings do as well. And you know, there's just so many natural synergies and playmaking ability with this deck. I do kind of wonder about the deck's ability to go second, but this is definitely a deck you're gonna have to keep your eye out moving forward in the TCG. Once we get our ban list, we'll know how viable this deck's future is going to be in the TCG. You know, maybe it ends up getting hit because it won Worlds. Konami does have a history of doing that, but who knows? The last couple of years they haven't touched Blue Eyes, they haven't touched Sortellum Knights, other than, I guess you could say, Rhoda going to 1. That really wasn't that big of a deal. But you guys let me know in the comment section below, do you guys think that the dinosaur deck is real? The Yang Zing dinosaurs, does this deck have a bright future in the TCG if Zodiac end up getting hit and maybe True Dracos take a little bit of a nerf? Leave that in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.